What's good, Internet? My name is Attack Slug, and welcome to my Microsoft Xbox 2016 E3 reactions and recap. And this hat is kind of not fitting well, so fuck it. How's it going? Boy, oh boy, is there a lot to talk about from this Xbox E3 briefing. First of all, Scorpio is a real thing. Holy shit. But let me start back from the beginning. They opened the show with hardware as had previously leaked. There is the Xbox One S, which the S stands for Slim. It has 4K for Blu-ray. It has HDR. If you don't know what HDR is, better colors. That is coming out in August. It will have up to a 2TB hard drive, and it will start at $299. That doesn't mean that $299 model is going to be the one with the 2TB hard drive, because it said starting at, so you know, make your own conjecture there. There were some immediate Twitter rumors that it wouldn't come with a controller, which sounds absolutely fucking batshit insane. I don't believe that's the case. So that was the immediate Twitter, oh my god, no controller. I don't fucking know. We bring out Phil Spencer. We bring out Gears of War 4. And Gears of War 4 is part of a new initiative called Play Anywhere, which basically when they say anywhere, they mean Xbox One and Windows 10. And what that means is you buy the game once on one of those platforms and you can play it on either platform. Gears of War 4 is going to have cross-platform multiplayer co-op horde mode. The game pretty much looks like you would expect a Gears of War game to look. And they're going to put out a special Elite controller that is Gears of War branded. Sure, okay. Moving on to Killer Instinct Season 3, kind of segueing from the Gears of War, is more Gears of War, because General Rom, and I want to say this was already rumored or announced or something months ago, but General Rom will be a new character in Killer Instinct Season 3. Next up, as was leaked earlier, Forza Horizon 3 is a real thing. Forza Horizon 3 is in Australia, mate. That's going to take advantage of the HDR stuff with the Xbox One S. It's got 4-player campaign co-op. It's got that same Play Anywhere thing, so both on Xbox One and Windows 10. That comes out in September, and even as someone who does not really care for most racing games, it looked really, really good. Had some fucking super cool stuff in there. And at the very least, I'll put it in my GameFly queue and check it out. Moving on to already announced stuff that got announced last year and actually has gameplay this year, we have ReCore, also out in September. They showed actual gameplay from ReCore with 4 different of your robot buddies. That is a neat looking third-person action game, and I'm looking forward to playing that. After that, we had Final Fantasy 15, also out in September, and on, you know, obviously all platforms or console platforms. They showed a giant Colossus-type boss fight for a bit, and that looks neat, but when it comes to RPGs, I kind of end up playing more of the Atlas stuff and not so much the Square Enix stuff. But that's just me. I'm sure for Final Fantasy fans, that looks really cool. Because Xbox One gets The Division DLC first, we had a DLC trailer for The Division. Whoop-de-doo, I got all I needed out of The Division and sent it back to GameFly, so at this point, I could not care less. But if you're still playing The Division and you're like one of those players who is really into those games, obviously more content and new areas is very much something you're looking forward to playing. More Battlefield 1 stuff, but the same trailer they showed at EA yesterday, so go watch that video because I'm not going to recover the same Battlefield 1 stuff. It is coming to EA Access, obviously a week early, as most EA games tend to do. Then we got some upcoming Xbox console firmware stuff, including background music, some type of region thing, Cortana, which has already been announced, clubs, looking for group, and arena. And that's, clubs, they kind of had that stuff on PS4 already. Looking for group is like, hey, I'm playing this game, and I want other players who are like-minded to play this game with me. It actually seems pretty cool. And arena, which is esports. Yay, esports. Then we moved into the Minecraft segment, because obviously Microsoft bought Minecraft, so obviously they're going to have a Minecraft segment on their Xbox show stage. They announced some cross-platform stuff between iOS, Android, Gear VR, and Windows 10. They're calling it the Friendly Update. It's going to have realms. It's going to have dedicated servers, which actually is really good. They're going to bring texture packs and they're going to bring add-ons. But honestly, this whole segment was super depressing because you literally had John Carmack, the godfather of the first-person shooter genre, on stage at a console press conference, and he's demoing Gear VR for Minecraft. Like, I understand he works at Oculus now, and perhaps he's really excited about it, but as someone who was a huge fan of his previous work in the past 20 years, man, I was like, what? They teased something called Xbox Design Lab, which seems to be a way to have a very customized, highly customized controller. Like, all the different, like, everything you can customize, all the different colors on every different piece of the controller, have, like, your gamer tag on here, or whatever. And I didn't go to their website yet, so I don't know actually what the details are and how much it's going to cost to do that kind of thing, but conceptually it looked really cool. We finally have a release date for Inside, the new game from Playdead Studios, the makers of Limbo, and guess what? It's coming out this month, holy shit. June 29th for Inside. That's coming out right next to a bunch of stuff I'm looking forward to playing that's on other consoles, and I'm just like, when am I gonna find the time or the money to play Inside? But holy shit, I need to play Inside. Also, Limbo for Xbox One is free right now. If you don't already have Limbo, and you should because it came out on fucking everything, then go get a free copy of Limbo on Xbox One. There was the ID at Xbox indie game montage, a whole bunch of things. I'm not going to have time to show them all here on this little thing here, but I think this was the first console announcement for Stardew Valley. It's coming to Xbox One. That actually seems super huge. That game is selling like gangbusters on PC. They mentioned the Xbox One preview program. They briefly mentioned DayZ. I'm like, is DayZ still an important thing? I actually don't know. Are people still super excited about DayZ, and will I ever actually see a full release? Come on now. But moving on with the game preview stuff, aka early access, they showed a pretty extended little bit of We Happy Few, and I'm really not entirely sure what that game is yet. Like, they showed a little bit of walking around, but like, is there combat, and why would that be in the preview program coming next month, coming out the 26th of July. So certainly with that program, you can play an hour and find out yourself on Xbox One next month. I know I'm going to. It's very creepy and British, and like, it looks like something I would want to play. I just want to know what the actual gameplay comprises of. Then we've got CD Projekt Red on stage for a card game. Guess what? Gwent is getting its own full game with single player, with multiplayer, cross-play between consoles, and there will be a closed beta in September. As I said yesterday during Bethesda, there is big money in card games. Then Namco Bandai brings us a fighting game trailer, and you're like, wow, it's Heihachi and Akuma. Could it be the long-fabled Tekken vs. Street Fighter? No, it is not. It's Tekken 7 on the Xbox One. Obviously, that's going to be out on everything, but I think they had it here on the Microsoft stage because if you're an Xbox Live Gold subscriber right now, you can go download Tekken Tag Tournament 2. That is going to be backwards compatible, the Xbox 360 version of that. We move on to the worst kept secret in video games. That's right, Dead Rising 4 trailer looks super crazy, super wacky. Frank West is back, motherfuckers. He covered wars, you know. Very Christmas themed. That's coming holiday 2016. And honestly, I haven't finished. Like, I loved the first two games and their little downloadable spin-off games. And I own a copy of 3 and I haven't finished it. So now my mission right now, before holiday, is to finish 3 because I do really enjoy Dead Rising. They talked a bit about Xbox originals and their original properties and their Microsoft Game Studios stuff, and that moved into Scalebound, which looks a lot better than it did last year. They were saying it has the biggest boss fight in Platinum Games history. They showed some 3-player multiplayer. They had one of the players wearing those dumb red headphones, and then in the game the guy put on the headphones and it was dumb. But man, I love Platinum Games and I'm looking forward to Scalebound. That's not out until next year. Moving on to Rare. Now that the Kinect is basically dead and buried and good fucking riddance on the Kinect, Rare can go back to making actual video games I care about, and we had a proper gameplay reveal for Sea of Thieves. And they kind of open with like some panning shots, and you're panning here, it's like, you know, still images of action as you're panning, but then they actually did show some gameplay of actual players. Now, I'm never fond of actual players in E3 press conferences, because honestly, when you're playing with your friends and you're just shooting the shit, you're, you know, cursing it up and saying whatever. You're not going, oh, wow, blah, blah. So it kind of looked like a terrible, like, YouTube Let's Play PG era nonsense. But the cooperative online gameplay in that looks super compelling, and I'm looking forward to getting my hands on that eventually. I don't think they gave a date or a year or anything. Anyway, the next leak coming out that has already been leaked out like a couple of hours ago or yesterday was State of Decay 2. Now, it was rumored, well, it's got zombies, but obviously it is confirmed now. State of Decay 2. We kind of got glimpses of what could be gameplay, and obviously co-op is a heavy focus. And I know originally, after State of Decay, they wanted to do an MMO. I don't know if this is that, but definitely a larger scale, co-op focused State of Decay could potentially be super awesome. After that, we had Halo Wars 2, which obviously got announced like months ago. They showed some gameplay for Halo Wars 2. They said, hey, there's an open beta available right now, and that runs from the 13th to the 20th. And then Phil Spencer comes back out. Now, all night Phil Spencer was wearing a t-shirt that had the original Xbox logo on it, right? So in my head, I'm going, okay, they've already got Xbox 360 compatibility. Now, obviously, the Xbox 360 had a limited form of original Xbox backward compatibility. So are they going to announce original Xbox backward compatible games for the Xbox One? And the answer is no. That was not mentioned at this conference at all. What they did actually confirm, and I can't believe they fucking did this, Project Scorpio is real. All the rumors and the leaks, 6 teraflops, all that stuff, that is all 100% true. 4K, VR, and guess what? It's not coming until holiday 2017. They did make a point of saying, okay, we're not leaving behind Xbox One owners. We're going to have all the games be compatible across all. And I'm not sure how the fuck that's going to work. But it's honestly insane. They announced 2 pieces of hardware in this press conference. And if you're someone who does not own an Xbox One, why would you be compelled to buy the Slim in August when you know there's a much, much more powerful console coming out next fall? Like, if you've already got, say, a PS4, or you've already got a powerful enough PC, why wouldn't you just wait for that to come out? Is that going to hamstring their sales for a full year? How does that react? Does Sony, who said they're not going to have the Neo tonight at their press conference, will that encourage Sony to go, hey, actually, we lied, we're going to have the Neo? And with the Scorpio being 6 teraflops, and the rumor is the Neo is 4.5 teraflops, Microsoft seems kind of annoyed that they were kind of on the losing end of the power spectrum 3 years ago, so they're trying to make sure that's not going to happen again this time. But obviously, if you spent enough on a competent PC, you're still going to be ahead of the game on that stuff. Certainly no mention of price this early, so I'm very curious to see how they're going to price that. Like, if they price that at $600, like, don't make the same mistake you made with the Xbox One launch at $500. Don't do it. There are so many questions here, and I'm sure we'll get some answers in the coming months, but certainly I did not expect to see Project Scorpio at this press conference, so like, I'm just like, okay, sure. Just all your cards on the table, a bunch of games I'm excited about, a bunch of games I want to play, indie stuff, AAA stuff. Microsoft honestly had an amazing press conference. I'm really curious to see how Sony kind of stands up to that in the coming hours when they have their press conference tonight at around 9 p.m., something like that. So until then, and until next time, I'm Attack Slug. Thanks for watching. I gotta get this video edited and then watch Ubisoft and do that one, and I'm gonna have, like, no time here. But yes, this was Microsoft, Ubisoft coming up, Sony coming up. If you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. More gaming videos every day. I'm Attack Slug. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time right here on this channel. And I'm out.